Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Sockbot, and today I'm about to talk about dreams because it's a new year and I haven't talked about anything in quite a while. So, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope your guys' break was great. If you are looking for sort of like the whole drama slash more specifically newsy type stuff, I don't really do that here. I mostly talk about creation stuff on my channel, so feel free to go elsewhere for that. No judgment at all. You're allowed to be angry at Media Molecule because they didn't let you into the beta if that's your thing, but I'm not, and I will not be. But I also didn't get into the beta, so I did sign up today after the Twitch stream. So if you haven't done that, go to MediaMolecule.com or their Twitch, or sorry, their Twitter to head over to the links for the EU and the US sign up. They are available now. Go sign up quickly, so hopefully you will get in before the deadline. And they'll be letting people in rounds over the next few weeks. If you didn't see my previous video on this, which is totally fine because it was super short. But today I wanted to talk about, more conversational stuff. I think there are a lot of things we saw today that were super exciting in terms of Dream actually being in practice, in terms of like actually getting to see what creators are doing with it. So I definitely recommend you go watch the stream. But there were two things that really excited me today, and this is my channel, so I want to talk about them because that's what I do. So, yeah, leave a like down below for being a strong, powerful person, and whatever that means. But yeah, today I want to talk about two creation things, and both of them are in relation to character creation. Now, I know that rhymed, and I know that I've talked about this before, but if you haven't seen my videos, there's been a big worry of mine as we get closer and closer to Dream's release. So within Little Big Planet, and I talk about Little Big Planet because I believe that Dreams is the spiritual successor to Little Big Planet and its create mode, because it's made by the same company and it's very similar. In Little Big Planet, we had all of these base options that were already there for us that we didn't really have to worry about. So if you wanted to jump into creation, the barrier for entry was actually quite low. You had Sackboy as your character from the start, and you had only 3 and then 16 layers to play with in terms of designing your entire level. Now, those sound like limitations to a lot of people, but as we got further along in Little Big Planet's life cycle to Little Big Planet 2 and 3, it became less and less like limitations and more like base options. Now, with base options does come some kind of workaround culture where you do have to get around those things and where you are forced to deal with the limitations therein. I mean, only 16 layers is not infinite, but it also gave a lot of people like myself a base to work with. And I was really worried that that was going to hurt Dreams a lot, because if there's a huge barrier to entry, like needing to create a complex character with animations and controls and a fully unique appearance, well, that's going to be tough for a lot of people, and it's going to stop a lot of people from actually getting into things that they may like better than character creation. If somebody, for example, myself, is more interested in level design or the logic behind characters and creating different interesting obstacles, then it's going to take quite a while to get past what we would consider the tough part, which is character creation and character modeling, to get into the meat of everything. But today on the stream, they showed off this deluxe dummy, and a deluxe dummy is basically one of those wooden models that you would use in art class or something like that, that looks like kind of the vague outline of a human, and instead of it just being that in 3D, it is that with tacked on logic. So with that dummy, not only do you get a base to carve into and design however you want it to look, you also get a base of movement, and you get a base of animations for that character movement, and you get animations for jumping and all of the controller mapping done for you, which is fantastic. It also has a camera attached to it, so the base camera movement that follows Imp throughout the entire level is there. And that's fantastic because it solves a lot of that barrier to entry issue that I had before. You still have to create characters if you want to, but you don't have to. And to tag on to that, the second thing that really excited me today had to do with the creation stuff that we actually saw that people have done in the last 3 weeks. Now, obviously, we didn't see a lot of full levels, which totally makes sense because it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, but we did see a lot of assets for levels. So we saw some characters, we saw some fully developed locations and scenery, which is super exciting because, well, that's a huge part of a level put together, and these creators have just put it out there for people to use. And more importantly, you could tell that some of these characters were created by creators based on the original model with only slight tweaks. Like there was an old lady that seemed like she could have been based on the model with her walking animation sped up a little bit. So if you shorten her legs and speed up the animation, it kind of looks like she's waddling forward with her little cane. And it was actually quite cute, but more importantly, well, that doesn't seem that difficult to do by yourself. And also, if you don't want to, that's there for you. Now, this was definitely something I was super worried about with Dreams because I was not expecting creators to jump in this hard like they did. And given the limitations of and the kind of awkwardness of having to be signed up to the Media Molecule newsletter to get into this beta so far, it was a big surprise to me, and I think it was to them too, but it's also an exciting surprise. It's very exciting to see the creators jumping full head-on into this, like I know I will, and I know a lot of you will, but more importantly, the collaboration and the community around it seems to have translated from the message boards that we've been following and the Dream subreddit into the actual game itself. And that's really exciting, because I know a lot of people that create stuff within these types of games don't want other people to not credit them for it, and therefore they don't release it to the public. They make their own games, and maybe they make an entire game even though all they want to do is character creation, because that's it. I do hope that a lot of creators like myself, and I know I'll be doing this, credit the original production people, like when it comes to character creation, when it comes to scenery, because well, that's a huge part of the level. But at the same time, I know not everyone's going to do that. I hope they will, but if they don't, I hope it doesn't discourage creators like this from creating other assets of levels, like various different logic pieces, like creating new bounce pads like we had in Little Big Planet. So the fact that everybody wants to put those in the platformer levels will have that option right from the start. But I know I will be jumping into logic, and I will be pushing as much as I can into creating an interesting and unique character for any levels that I may make. But if that's not something you're into, you don't have to anymore. It looks very promising. I'm very excited, and I'm going to say that a million times in the next few videos. If I seem low energy today, or if I seem like I have very nasally stuff, it's because I am still sick, but I wanted to get out a video for you guys because, one, go sign up for the beta. Do it now. Go. And two, I'm really looking forward to this game, and I think this is reinvigorated excitement for a lot of people, because not only is it like, oh yay, I get to play this game, it's, oh yay, a lot of other people are going to play this game, and a lot of other people are going to get really into it. They already have. So if you like this type of video, which is very chill, not super edited, not crazy, visually stunning, unless you find my mug visually stunning, which if you do, maybe wipe off your monitor. No, I'm fine. But regardless, if you like any videos like this, chatting, hanging, talking about great stuff, leave a like down below, leave a comment, let's chat. I would love to collaborate with any of you in terms of comments and stuff. And when it comes to actual videos, yeah, sure, why not? Collab in levels and stuff. I'm already talking to a couple of you about creating levels together. So if you are interested in that, let's chat. We can create a community here and join the big one that looks really cool. Alright, I'm really bad at outros. You'll know that if you've been here for a while. I hope you all are doing well. Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be next week, but I always say that, and this time I really mean it. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Bye.